So now we've talked a little bit about how the skate works and the components, it's probably a good idea to talk a little bit about the aesthetics of the skate and why I chose to design the skate in the way that I did. There are three sort of components that make up the sort of aesthetic design of the skate, and those three things are one, function, the second is the influence from my first version of the skate, which is this, which I'll go into a bit later, and the third is obviously taking influence off the conventional skate you can see here. The Cheapskates is supposed to work as a skate but also as a shoe, so one of the challenges that I was faced was how to make this Cheapskate look aesthetically like something that can be a skate and can also be a shoe. So I had to find a sort of happy medium in between these two designs which would allow it to not only work as a hybrid design but also look like a hybrid design. So that's why I kind of went for quite a sleek and very simple aesthetic with just a little bit of colour detailing. I thought the more complicated and stylized you make the design, the more you kind of alienate that target audience that you're trying to reach. The second part is obviously it has been greatly influenced by this, which is the Cheapskates version 1 that I made when I was 18. And you can see some of the similarities in this skate and the skate I have now. But you can still see this kind of cutouts, these sort of curves up here, this curve down here, the cutouts on this side. But this design obviously had quite a lot to do with the design that I have now, and that's because I wanted to make a version 2 of something that I already made. So that really informed the design as well. And the third the third thing that informed my aesthetic choices when it came to this product is the conventional skate. The conventional skate has very curvy, very dynamic, sleek kind of look, but it's also quite complicated. You see the stitching here, the kind of cutouts here. It's great for a skate because you want it to look sporty, you want it to look active, but wearing this as a shoe would be quite an odd choice, which not necessarily something I want to impose on the target user. But obviously I take some conventions off the conventional skate just to make it recognizable as a skate, especially when the wheels are on. It's not so out of this world that you can't look at it and say that's a skate. So those are the kind of three main things that influenced the aesthetic choices that I made when I designed the Cheapskates.